Yeah.
Yeah, I had it before. I was doing webinars for the weight loss, online weight loss.
Yeah.
I would stream it all over. If I just want to use it correctly because this stream breaks a lot of times. It'll just stop midstream. Get it midstream.
Have that as you get older.
Yeah. All right, now I will post in the school group. Purpose agenda with Josh and Tom happening live now. Boom, boom, boom.
7 o'clock, like 7:01. We're doing good, man. Oh,
Yeah, it shows. Who knows? We shall see how it goes. All right, man. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. And I have some fun topics to bring up, and
oh,
maybe you do too. But let's start with how are you doing, man?
uh, good. Good to go. How about you?
How's life in Arkansas?
Rainy. Been raining.
I like the
Got,
cast iron cookware behind you.
got cast iron cookware. Yeah.
Looks very authentic. Yeah,
Uh, Ashley still uses that shit. Most of it came from her great grandma, actually.
I have a cast iron pan that I use to cook like meat with, and it's amazing. Big fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of cooking, how's the belly fat?
It's getting better.
You feel good?
Feel better? Yeah. Yeah. Been doing not a whole just watching what I eat a little bit more, but I've been a lot more active. Of course, the accident, you know. So um yeah, yeah, moving on. I'll get better.
Progress is occurring.
It's intentional and it happens a little bit every day.
You know, that's actually the best way to do it is slowly but surely and just with lifestyle shifts you can stick with. Otherwise, when people go all out and they crash and burn and they gain it all back and there's no change, it's just a temporary deal. So,
Yeah, yeah.
are you measuring it?
No.
What gets measured gets managed.
You know what? I have a theory about that, People do what's inspected, not what's expected.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you got people working for you or whatever, people do what's inspected, not what's expected. So it's the same thing. Yeah, I agree.
Well, you did send me the pictures at the beginning. Like if you were to take pictures next month, you could see your progress over that
See
time
if we
to
did
now.
anything.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the best measurement is the pictures.
Right?
It matters
Yeah.
more than the numbers, and
Yeah.
how you're feeling
Yeah.
matters too.
Yeah. Um. No. 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 I think it's. I'm getting better. I'm not ready to go run 10 miles yet. Maybe I'll get there, but I'm having a little bit of a problem with my physical therapy. So we're not where we need to be at either. So
What's that mean?
just scheduling and stuff.
I
Yeah.
hated physical therapy. Do you
Oh,
like
I
it?
hate it too. I
Yeah.
actually did start this new stuff where they do like acupuncture, except they hook jumper cables up to it.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's working actually pretty good. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the neck, man. There's so much going on in the neck with all those spinal connections and it's attached to your brain and all, so it's kind of important.
Yeah. Yeah. I get my finally getting my head screwed back on straight again. And at least it's not going to fall the fuck off. So yeah.
You get to keep it. You
Yeah,
get to
yeah, I
keep
get to
it.
keep it. So that's good.
You look happy and healthy. That matters too.
Yeah. Well, um, you got to get outside. You got to get some of that sunshine.
Just got
You
from
know,
outside.
huh?
I just came in from outside.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's helping. It's not wintertime, it's spring everywhere now, and it's time to be out and be healthy. And, everybody got to get rid of that winter fat just a little bit.
Dude, sunshine is like the most free remedy that everyone has access to all the time.
Yeah, yeah. And then, we live in a world, though, where it's like just stay inside with the perfect air and the heat. And then, or you just go to work and, you live on a computer and it's just, or watching TV and just go outside sometimes. Even if it's not, look at the stars, feel the wind.
Andrew Huberman was big on this, and science is proving again and again that if you go outside first thing in the morning when the sun's first coming up and just get some sun on your face for 5 minutes, and you go out again in the afternoon around noon or 1, 5 minutes, and you go out again when it's sunset, 5 minutes, it will regulate your circadian rhythm and you will sleep like a baby.
Mm, I I mean the birds don't have alarm clocks. They just get up, right, and go to bed. Yeah, I mean they figure it out. So the first thing I do every morning is go outside. 100%.
Smart. And it's great for your brain too. It's great for your whole well-being.
Yeah.
And
I don't need the weatherman to tell me what it's gonna be like in the morning. I just, I can open my door and figure it out.
one of the reasons I got Rocket, my dog, and today's his 2-year birthday,
Yeah.
is so I would go outside every day no matter what, even if I didn't want to and didn't have time to, and I had a million things to do that were more important. Like I knew for sure I would go outside
Yeah.
and just go in nature because he needs to go in nature. So I just would go out to nature every day. Dude, I stopped going to the gym and I run now, which not fun, but I always stretch on trees and I kind of hug the trees with my hand, I just feel the tree. It's like this earthing and grounding thing that, man, my ex-wife used to always tell me nature is where you heal and everything gets better. And I hated it. I hated the hikes. I didn't like going. I was just like 30. And she was right about yet another thing.
Yeah. Even when I was hurting pretty bad, like broken, like wearing cast and braces and things like that. Just for me to walk and feed the animals, you know, was a big healer, I think.
100%.
I had for one, I had something to do, had somebody to take care of, and now, granted, they're just animals, but man, it motivated me, and you know, I just needed to do that.
How long ago, for people that are watching this for the first time, how long ago did you break your neck?
September.
Of 2024.
Yeah, yeah. I broke C1 and C2.
And you had the halo and the pins,
I didn't get the
right?
halo.
Okay.
I didn't get the pins. But no, I did argue with the doctors about surgeries. I did not want to do that. I listened to them a lot. I took a lot of vitamins. I ate good. I gained 25 pounds. And I got out. I worked. I did all of that. Yeah.
You're familiar with Joe Dispenza, right? You've heard of him?
No.
Yeah, he broke all of his. In fact, I probably have that book right here. Yep, I do. He broke like his whole back. He was hit. He was in a bike race or a triathlon or something, and he got hit by a SUV. This book right here, Supernatural.
Awesome.
And he he laid in bed for months because they wanted to do surgery on his back and all that, and he was the same way because your nerves, they're controlling everything. If that gets messed up, they're the same. So he visualized his vertebrae going back into place every single day and visualized it happening and healed his back himself with intense visualization of just clearing his mind, getting into that aligned state, and using the mind-body healing to heal his whole back. And maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I can tell you this much. When I read that, I was like, whatever, dude. I was like, a lot of the stuff he made sense, and then I read that, and I'm like, really? Okay, maybe. I don't know, dude.
I don't know. So actually, I broke C1 and C2 since we're gonna say that now. I got like 20 stitches in my head. I had a brain bleed. I broke my nose, uh, and my collarbone. Um, and I messed up something in my knee. I don't know what that was, but yeah, it was so minor it didn't really matter at the time. And
Well, your knee compared to your neck, yeah.
yeah. So I had a walker, and they sent me a damn fucking hospital bed, and you know, like, yeah. So
So,
you got to come over it,
I mean, yeah, I mean, you can whine about it and cry about it, or you can get over it and just realize that, hey, it happened, your body's gonna heal.
Yeah, and you got to give it you got to feed your body the right nutrients, the right stuff. You got to rest it. Um, don't push it too far too fast, and then maybe just slow down, like you said, hug some fucking trees every now and then, and enjoy it, and see where it's gonna go.
I would say that almost more important than the doctor's treatment and the whatever medicine is breathing air, getting sunlight, drinking water, eating nutrients, but also the thoughts and the feelings and the stories you tell. Anytime we have any physical ailment, the stories we tell ourselves about it, and whether we have a victim like, oh, poor me, or okay, and we have, for lack of a better word, like a positive mindset about it, as opposed to a negative mindset, and we see our body as healing in process instead of seeing it as broken and needs to be fixed, it changes. That's the huge difference in how fast people heal.
Well, yeah, but then at the same time, I would say, you need to realize that you're broken. Right now. Right now, you're broken. Whatever way it is, you're broken. So whether it's physically or mentally, you can just at least admit to yourself, "Hey, I'm broken." And then once you figure out you're broken, now you can say, "How do I start to fix this?"
I'm fixing what's broke.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
mentally or physically.
It's all the way it's like there's a really good book. It's a AA book called A New Pair of Glasses. And it's all about the way we view our life situation. It's not so much what the life situation is, but the way we view it, but not just the meaning we give it, but sort of like the energy identity we're in when we view anything. Like this is quantum physics now coming in, changes the timeline of what we're viewing. And it's just to be intentional about whatever, whether it's making $1 million, attracting the woman or man of your dreams, losing 25 pounds or 50 pounds of belly fat, getting over cancer, getting over diabetes, what have you. Getting over an addiction. I probably already said that because today's my 3 years without any intoxicants.
Hey,
Um, yeah,
congratulations, bro.
no vape pen, no booze, nothing little, not even the little ones you can kind of give yourself. I mean, I got off the hard stuff a while ago, but I was doing the vape pen, had one in my pocket all the time. And I'm not talking the nicotine vape pen either.
Oh,
No, talk about the one that made me feel pretty relaxed pretty quick.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it
But
gave me cotton mouth and I didn't like it. You know.
I remember just deciding there's no more like little permissions, just stopping and deciding that I don't have those addictive traits. Like I have addictive traits, but they're not powerful anymore. And I just rewired my brain by
Yeah.
seeing my life with a different energetic stance. It's almost like you shift your identity of your energy, and then you see your life.
Ooh, I like that. That was good. Shift your identity of your energy.
Yeah, and that's what it's like. You
Yeah.
can't tell yourself a story. Yeah, I can't say I have addictive traits, but I'm going to change and not have them because then I'm telling myself a story that I have them. But if right away I decide to be the energetic essence identity of someone who is not doesn't have to follow these traits, doesn't have to give in to them, isn't controlled by compulsions. Instead, I'm just deciding the way I'm going to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I was just either luckily or unluckily born with an attitude of like, if you tell me I have to do something, then I'm not gonna do it, or I'll do it 10 minutes late. So I might finish it. I'll do it, but then I just but I'm gonna make it hard. I'll be 2 minutes late or 5 minutes early, and then or whatever. Just I don't know. So even with my own self, then I will
I have
say,
that too. I do that as well.
yeah. So even with my own self, like, oh, you think you need a beer? No, you don't. Or, oh, you think you need to eat right now? No, you don't. Oh, you don't want to go for a run? Your fat ass better get up and go for a run, So I've even brought all of that into my whole life. I'm not saying I'm perfect because damn sure screw up a lot and have messed up a lot, like, but that's just the mentality I try to live with. As far as addiction wise, if I feel like I'm getting addicted or like, oh, I need that, then no, you don't. I can prove I don't.
Mm. It's like that Eminem song. He's like something about he bullies himself. Like he tells himself, "Hey, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it," and make sure it happens.
Yeah, 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 100%.
I've been that way, but when it came to mind-altering drugs, I would give myself permission to not be that way. I give myself permission to, but it's fine because you're so damn smart and you're so like I get crazy permissions. Your brain processes things so fast, it'll give everyone else a chance to be on your same level and catch up with you. Or it's not gonna hurt because you went all your the whole childhood thing too.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
been carrying around all this
yeah.
childhood stuff all those years and haven't really expressed it, and this is my way of dealing with it now. Dude, I would make up some
Well,
stories.
and then maybe you had to go through all that shit to actually be able to talk about it now, so you could truly kind of start to get over it. But actually, let's not forget about people become on drugs. Maybe they're legal, and the doctor says, "Hey, you need this drug to get over whatever problem you have," and then they become addicted to the drug that they go to the pharmacy and get every week. I mean, what's the difference?
None.
Exactly. It's
The doctor gives us permission
yeah,
to
and
have
then
the
so we think
addiction.
it's okay.
But part of us knows better because we have that feeling of I need it or else, and that's not a very safe or secure or aligned feeling. And we know it's like, oh, this is not a good spot. But the doctor said, and it feels really good. I was the guy that would say, Doctor, I need more of this. I
I
need
mean, I
more of
mean,
this.
but and it's okay because it comes from a doctor. It came from a laboratory, a state, a man approved place.
Do you know that what I don't know if it's the top one, but it's the top three. What there's three top causes of death, and one's cancer. I think one's heart surgery, heart failure, and the other one is prescription medicines. Prescription medicines are killing people almost as fast as cancer.
Wait, and then say your other ones again too.
I
The other
believe
two.
I believe they're cancer and heart surgery. Let's find out for sure.
Well, like myocarditis. I always mess up that word. Myocarditis went up over 100% after the COVID shot.
Oh, the COVID shot, man.
It swells up and it makes the muscles in the heart swell, and there was a bunch of clotting. I know that's controversial, and we shouldn't talk about that if we want to get
Oh, we
famous.
get to
But
talk about anything controversial. I have I think we made too big of a deal about the COVID shot and the COVID thing on both sides of the story.
yeah,
I I personally just didn't care. I
um,
got it. It wasn't that bad. I didn't like wearing masks, and I didn't wear them whenever they would let me get away with it. And if they forced me and I needed to be there, I'd wear it. I just didn't believe in it.
there again, I think my part was um, when somebody tells me I was supposed to do it their way, I was just not going to do it. And now I look back now and I'm like, wow, thank goodness I didn't just listen to what everybody else said and thought that was supposed the way to go and just follow the crowd. Because our little podcast is not about following the crowd. It's about being different, listening to your own mind and your internal self. And that's what I was being told.
Yeah, dude, conformity is such an easy rut to slip into, and we don't realize we're just following the cows and the herd and moo, moo, and we don't realize that just because everyone's doing it doesn't mean that it's going to lead us to any kind of fulfillment or purpose. We just aren't going to get ridiculed by everyone else that's following it. But anything great, anything wonderful, usually takes breaking away from the conformity mentality.
100%. I mean, because if that's what you want your employees to do, you make it the easiest that you can for them to do their job, the most efficient. And please don't ask me questions. Just do your job and go on with it, right? And then you pick out your leaders because your leaders are saying, hey, look, I seen your process and your idea, and this is actually maybe a better way. And then you can move your life or your business further and faster through that because you're still open to the ideas. But when we're just told to do this a certain way, you know, when they did the Nuremberg trials after World War II in Germany, they did not give excuses to the prison guards that were doing all those horrific things to people and putting them in gas chambers. They're like, hey, I just following orders. And they said, hey, that's no excuse.
Oh,
What
dude,
you
the
were doing was
military.
wrong.
Oh, the military. Oh man, I'm gonna get hunted down and exiled. But dude, the military, such powerful guys and people and weapons and training and just following orders, even though they make no sense to everybody else watching. But following them because if they don't, they're, what is it called? Your AWOL or violation or what? No, there's a word for it. I've heard it. I don't know.
Disobeying a direct order. Yes. Yes, you could be threatened with all these kind of things. But when it came down to it, after World War II, when they killed all the Jews, when the Nazis killed all the Jews, and you had the guards in the prison camp, and they had the little uniform, or like our doctors now, they have a little white coat on, and they're like, hey, you know, this is what you're supposed to do. And then they just followed the orders, even though they knew it was wrong. They still hung them in the end because it was wrong on what they did. So following the herd, or same thing with the Jews that just got into the cattle cars because they were told like this is the best thing for them and they did it, you know, that wasn't the best thing. We need to be free and independent thinkers. The people that we're talking to and that I'm, you know, that this channel or what we're trying to do, that's what we want. We don't want somebody that just says, oh, this is the only way.
And where does
That's
that?
all I was trying to get. I don't want to get political or nothing. You know, all I was trying to get with was.
Oh, we have someone. Laura, thank you. Laura said that's amazing. I'm the same way. No different. I gotta start watching the chat. We have Laura on here. Laura's awesome. I know her and she has a course and yeah, she's definitely. Oh, Laura, please chat away because politics affect the herd mentality. Money affects the herd mentality. They use politics and money and control and schooling. And there's all these things, and then it gets programmed into, I call it your mind matrix. Like the matrix we're all trying to get away of. It's in our own minds, but we inherit it, and then the schools give us more of it, and then we experience it, and then we start viewing life through these same lenses all the time, the same energetic essence, and we wonder why nothing changes, why our life sucks like the way our parents did, and we keep, and that's one of the topics, self-sabotaging ourselves because we keep viewing and experiencing it through our same conscious, subconscious, and deep unconscious programs, and we blame it on fate.
Or we blame it on what they've told us to blame it on.
Yeah, oh my God, that's 100% right. There's no blame, there's no shame, there's no guilt. It's all about everything in Thomas Miller's life is Thomas Miller's responsibility. Everything.
Well, so if you think about it like a football player, let's say, right, or a good basketball player or something like that. Um, and what we do as people is we watch the ball player playing ball, and he's playing that game, and he's making millions of dollars a year doing it. Got the big house, the mansion, everything, right? And we think, oh my gosh, that's great. Which, you know what, great. He's worked hard, he's done it well, and he's playing his game, and he's doing really good at it, and or she or whatever. And then what people forget about is we're all playing our own game. If we get wrapped up watching somebody else's game, then it doesn't give us time to play ours.
Dude, The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. Exactly what you're saying in a very short, easy to read book.
Well, yeah.
And this whole Earth experience, it's not that serious. It's meant to be played and enjoyed and have fun, but express yourself fully as your true self and not the self that, and I've been guilty for this for many years of my life, that I think will get me money, that I think people will like, that I think will be attractive, that I think will be accepted. But expressing not only our true self as, that whole authenticity thing, but there's a deeper thing inside of us we call purpose that
Fate,
will only
whatever.
come out. It will only come out if we break the mold.
Yeah. So you got to play your game. You play your best quarter at a time. You play your best half of the ball, or whatever it is. I'm just, yeah. You play your game of life.
And games, players,
We're all a player in this game of life. Yeah.
and players and games, they intersect. It's like this. Like we're different players with different lives, but yet we're intersecting and playing on the same field right now.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's how
100%.
it's supposed
And
to
then
go.
don't we live in such a great time in life and we were so lucky to be born here that we can be 2,000 miles apart and be able to play on the same fucking field.
Yeah, I did. And to cross paths and realize that we both are authentic enough and willing to go deeper into things enough to want to play on the same field.
Yeah.
And then want to play authentically and hope that if we share our game, that others may play too or they'll benefit from it.
And then if not, we don't care because we're playing our game. I mean, I love it. What's her name? If she's out there or anybody else, then then it doesn't really matter. We're playing our game.
And you know what? There's people that will like this game.
I hope so and then I hope they get something from it, and I believe they will because we're both being true and authentic, and that's it. And then the force, the thing that everything will align.
The force, the spiritual energy, the quantum mechanics, the essence,
the Holy Spirit, whatever you
the
want to call
Holy
it.
Spirit, all the word. It's the energy we can't see, but we feel it and it controls everything. And it's where our truth comes from.
Yeah,
it's where our intuition comes from.
Yeah, and as long as we're true with ourselves and we're not worried about playing in the government game or whatever game, right? We're not worried about their game. We're just worried about us and our family and what we have to take care of. Hopefully, then it works out. We score.
If we take care of this and then we take care of this, then we can't help but to impact that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like someone that wants to save the world when they are resentful and regretting their past and worried about money and yet they want to go out and save the dolphins. I mean, you got to save your soul first by being true to it. And that's all you have to do is be true and show up.
Yeah. You don't want to go out and save dolphins. Well, you can't do that if you don't take care of yourself. You don't try to better yourself. I don't care. Go to school, work harder, get a better job, whatever. But you got to make enough money so that you can put it out there and say, I really want to save dolphins and it's my passion. And then things will get put in front of you so that you can keep saving dolphins.
By the way, I love the dolphins. Yeah, sorry. I hope they get saved by somebody, but I'm not ready to save them yet. I know that.
Yeah.
The energy in which we do anything, like it's not, I can't wait until I'm a millionaire and I live on a house on a hill with a pool and I have a chef and all my dreams come true to feel that abundant, energetic, true energy when I'm doing anything. Like I want to speak on stages in front of thousands of people, even more than David Bear did. Like I want to show up to this just like I'm doing that now, and I want to
Yeah.
do that same energy because that's what everything's energetics. Everything's energy. It's the energy that we do anything in. It's not. It's not the identity we choose and we want to be. It's the energy we do everything in.
Yeah. 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 And I want the very most best for that for you. That's not necessarily my dream, you know? And I really want it for you. And if I can be here to help you, that's what I'm going to do. Or maybe, who knows, my path could be changing too.
Yeah, dude. When we do everything with our true energy, our true self, we have zero idea what's going to pop up along the way. Zero. I
Yeah.
mean, we
Yeah.
think we know what we want, but all of a sudden we get exposed to something. We're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I want more of
This,
that.
wow, where did this come from? Why did I run into Tom and be like, oh, well, we'll start a fucking podcast? I never thought
Didn't
I'm a podcast kind of guy.
you never did?
No,
Dude, that popped out of your mouth like you've been thinking about it for years.
no, it just popped into my head and
Are
came
you
out my
kidding
mouth.
me?
You know, I've heard this before, but sometimes I need a speed bump between my head and my mouth.
You need a what?
A speed bump
A speed bump.
between my head and my mouth. Yeah.
I think I think that everyone will do well with that speed bump. I think I think I think that pause of silence before speaking or acting would I know that the more I use it now, the better life goes. And I know that most of my problems in life have come from that bump not being there or being run over so fast that I messed up the whole car anyway and just kept going and looked back and said, I should have seen that speed bump. I
Yeah.
ignored it, you know.
And then you didn't stop, and you made a mistake, and then you kept going on it, and your daggum tires got out of line when you did it, and then you ran your tires out dry real fast, or you messed something up, right? All you had to do is just slow down a minute.
And then if our ego is too powerful, we don't even admit that we made the mistake and that our car's wearing out and the tires are running on there. And next thing you know, it blows up or collapses because we didn't have the humility, the confidence of humility to say, "Oh, messed up. I'm
Yeah,
gonna I'm gonna put this car to a halt,
yeah,
get these
and
tires
and then
fixed."
it's going to cost you time and money and energy to fix that. You know, and then if you don't, then you're just going to be sitting on the side of the road and you're stuck wherever you're at.
Dude, a great example is when I created a software as a service business called FitBiz Solutions,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not my wheelhouse, but it was something that I was interested in and I thought I'd be really good at, and I thought it'd be easy money.
Yeah.
I invested so much time and money into this business and underestimated the frameworks and the processes and all the behind the scenes things that needed to happen besides my big idea and making it pretty and awesome. And 2 years in, 100K down. 1 year in, about 60K down. 2 years in, 100K down.
Yeah.
Dude, I had to get nearly all the way out of money to realize this isn't working. All the time and money invested, guess what? It didn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, but it should work. It can work. I just need to do. Oh, my ego, dude. And then simultaneously, I'm running an online hormone weight loss business, which is paying the bills, kind of making money. but it's not really working either. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
because you're
really
spending
not.
all your energy and stuff, you know. So, but all that is, Tom, all that is, that was just a quarter. That wasn't the end of the game. That was just one quarter of your life, and you learned a lot in that quarter. So now
But
it's time for halftime. You go back, coach yells at you a little bit, and then you start making adjustments. You start winning your game.
yeah, I did. But I did. Oh man, I see that now. But during that time, especially when I finally, I mean, nothing will hit you in the mouth and wake you the f up like your credit cards all being maxed, your bank account being empty, and nowhere money is coming from, and owing people money on
Yeah,
that. I mean, that like, oh, I guess it's not working, and it doesn't show any signs of working soon.
yeah. And then if you're like, oh well, no, whatever I do always works. This will work too. I just got to work harder at it. I'm not working hard enough.
That's what I said, dude. I'm a winner. Winners win. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
Everything I touch turns to gold. Maybe not.
When it wasn't, where slow down before you hit that speed bump, or after you hit it, like, oh, I need to readjust sometimes. You know?
And you know what, dude? My decisions to do these businesses it wasn't energetically guided, spiritually, purposefully guided. It was just like impulsive almost, and also with the rationale that I can make money from it relatively easy and be wealthy without a brick and mortar business. And there was no like feeling if it feels aligned with my energy and it feels good doing it. It didn't feel good doing it. It was laborious and hard, and I resented doing it.
Yeah. Well, I don't personally know unless they were just born into it. So I kind of wanted to talk about family, but maybe or community. Maybe we'll do that next time. But I don't
No, let's
personally
talk about family because
hold on. I don't personally know anybody that has become wealthy um, without failing.
100%.
I mean, most of the and almost all of the people that I know that are really wealthy, not like fake wealthy, like live in a $1 million home and drive, a couple nice cars and have a new four-wheeler or side by side and the new bass boat and they go on the best vacations. Truth is, they're pretty freaking broke if you ask me, because if they don't work for 2 or 3 months, they'd be in a bind. They got a lot of debt. The people that I know that are wealthy, like, they really don't care if they ever work a day in their life, and they're doing exactly whatever the hell it is they want to do. So just because they show wealth on the outside. So is what I was getting at is, yeah, the ones that they have all failed. They made a bad business decision. They had a bad marriage. They ate too much. I don't know, something happened, and they have failed, and they failed miserably. And then they came back and seen what things that really matter.
It's all about the energy we see because energy's eyes. I mean, we perceive, like everything's energy. I'm just so clear on that. It's the energy in which we see our failures in. How soon we see that failure as growth opportunity and not a leveling down of our self-worth. I think when I failed, I felt like, shit, I guess I'm not as good as I thought. Shit, maybe I'm not good at all. Shit, maybe I'm all washed up. It was like all about my own self-worth.
Right.
And the sooner I got out of that, the sooner things started feeling good again.
Yeah. And doesn't mean you still don't have hard days.
No, it does not mean that at all.
But the hard days, just like going to the gym, that's what makes you build the muscle. That's what grows you. Because if it was all just easy, then you wouldn't have any growth, right?
The only way growth happens is through stress, breakdown, and rebuilding. That's active myosin tearing creates more muscle tone, muscle tissue.
You know,
100%.
whether it's in the brain or the heart or the soul or in the body, that's the only way you get growth.
Neuroplasticity requires additional strain and stress being put on your brain cells because you're learning something, practicing something, and you're teaching your brain, hey, I need you to do more, and it will. But you're right.
Stove's hot. Don't touch it again. Yeah.
Let's talk about family, dude. That's a topic that I love,
Well, we're
but I know
40
it's
minutes
forgot.
in. So do we want to do it tonight or do we want to do it?
Tell me what's on your mind. Let's see what comes up.
All right. We'll roll with it. So I was listening to something and thinking about our cast for this week. And you were also talking about Rothschilds, and then I got into generational wealth and who runs the world and this and that. Okay. Which went a little deep. We don't have to do all that
Oh,
again. All right.
you activated a part of my brain. It's like, oh, it's going.
Yeah. So I wanted to break it down a lot smaller and a lot easier for us just normal people. But let's
Your
think
family.
about it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And let's say family doesn't necessarily have to mean, people you were born into. You can create your own family. We can all do that. You and I can become family. Your group of people, but it's going to take us something. But how these people got control of the world and the banks and everything, it wasn't from one generation or one thing. It's because if you take just a group of people, I don't care, let's say you took 10 families that made 100,000 a year, right? And within those 10 families, and everybody's just going to share everything. Now you've got $1 million a year to work with. Okay. So nobody was rich. Well, that first person would have a lot of money to invest into a business. And then they would be passing their knowledge and their lessons and everything. Right. And then those 10 families, they start one business together. Now, okay, that business takes off and they're doing good and they've bought some more land and those 10 families maybe live on a few acres together and they've built 10 houses. How much money have they saved? Now they're kids. And then you start building that up time after time. And every time it's like, oh, well, we need a tire shop in our town. Okay, Tommy, we're going to build you a tire shop. And Jamie owns the fucking bank. So Tommy gets a loan through the bank. You see how this works?
Yeah, but I don't see that working now. It's something that worked a long time ago.
No, it's the same thing. If I have a construction business, then I'm going to make sure then in my same scenario, who's building the tire shop and getting the loan through the banks,
Ah,
right?
it's not about what you know. It's like who you know and who you're connected with as family.
As family. And so now back, like you're saying that, oh, well, it doesn't work now. So yeah, if you're part of the Rockefeller family, of course, you got old oil money, Amoco, things like that. I'm trying to think of the Rothschilds. Yeah, they have the banking, which goes to J.P. Morgan. So these family names, the Kennedys, it's family names, and they keep putting them out there. Now, of course, you're talking hundreds of millions of billions of dollars. They're running the country, right? But we could do the same thing in our own lives. And we need to be open to that. Hey, I'm not better than my cousin, my sister, my brother, my friend, these people. It is going to take a little bit of a community to actually build wealth. If we're all out here trying to eat the whole pie and not share at Thanksgiving, we're not going to have near as much. But if we bring it together, like-minded people, and we really start going out here and sharing, the table is going to get so full we won't even know what to do with it.
But families aren't putting their money together. Families don't even talk about the money. They're almost
Because they told
competitive.
us it's wrong. And we shouldn't
Yeah.
talk about money. We shouldn't talk about politics. We shouldn't talk about religion. We shouldn't talk about anything actually we shouldn't talk about a belief system.
Oh yeah, we can't talk about politics, religion, or money.
Don't even talk about who you're going to vote for that's on the school board where you're going to send your kids to school. Yes, that's where they want us at. But
I
all I
totally
was
see
trying
what
to
you're saying now, dude. Totally see what you're saying. It's like your friends, like you're growing up, right? Your friends, you guys mow a lawn, you both get $3 or $5. And I remember saying to my friend, "Hey, let's put our money together." And we put our money together. Now we had $10. If we had three friends, we had $15, and now we can do something cool with that money instead of all of us buying a soda and a Suzy Q and a candy, and that's being it.
Yeah, yeah. Or you could have went and bought a new lawnmower. Now you got two lawnmowers. Now you can
Yeah.
do two lawns. Yeah. So, the big families that have the names, they've been doing this now for generations.
They don't fight about I mean, they must fight to some extent. 'Cause I think with families, one of the big fights, even just between married couples, is over the money. What to do with the money, who earns the money, who controls the money. Say we have those 10 families together. Okay, Billy Bob is pissed because James, who somehow is at the top of the decision maker, wants to open a restaurant, but Billy Bob has his heart set on that tire shop. Well, now I guess the family votes. They have a family committee.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. And then everybody within that, okay, let's say I said family, but let's keep it circle. In that circle, okay, and then maybe this year, Billy Bob makes less than James. And he's going to have to take that little bit of sacrifice. James just can't fucking forget that, hey, next year, Billy Bob's probably going to make more than I am. But see, the problem is we're all out here going to we're trying to be the first all the time.
Dude. And when we're not first and we resent the person who was first in our community or family, it messes things up because we never get back into that energy alignment again where things are flowing.
Correct.
That's why we forgive. Dude, watch this. This is fun. Forgive. We give, reverse it. We give for a reason.
Yeah.
You let that shit go and you get back to being a family, making money, having some joy, and living, playing the game and playing it better because you have the resources.
Yeah. Now it's easier when I said family. It's easier, you got your kid, they screwed you over or whatever. And it's like, okay, try again, Timmy. But, all I'm trying to get to is it's a group mentality. And if we could get off of
A team mentality, back to the game.
Yeah. Now we got a team.
A corporation.
Exactly. That's our team. If we do that, you could grow anything you want to. You could have a YouTube channel that just takes off because you've got 15 companies to, talk with individual freaking company owners. You've got, and then everybody's sharing everything. And that's exactly what the news or whatever tries to keep us from. Because if we as individuals, especially smart, true individuals that want more come together, we'll do whatever the hell we want to. We don't need the old families no more because we got new ones.
Do you indirectly have called me out? Because I have felt, oh man, it sucks. I felt.
Why do you mean call you out, bro?
It
was just something that's been hitting in my mind, spinning.
It's the universe flowing because I want the prestige and recognition that comes from doing it alone, but yet nothing great ever happens alone, nor does it feel good alone. And I have gone most of my life that way, but even with the gym, when the gym was successful, it was because I had some really awesome coaches and trainers. One guy in particular, Tevin, he should have been half owner of that gym. He helped make it awesome. And the other coaches like Taz, and I just wanted to have some credit. Like I wanted the attaboys. I wanted to be the guy that got it wasn't even the money as much as that was the recognition of being the creator of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. I've been there too. I want to be the very top dog in my real physical born family because I just want to do better than all of them.
Me too.
Okay, right? I want to be the matriarch or whatever you call that.
Matriarch.
Yeah. No. Instead of that, I should have been sharing more. I should have been giving shit away as much as I could.
So you're 100% right. That's spiritual law. That's universal laws right there. You're preaching the law of divine compensation, the law of exchange, the law of God. I mean, the law of vibration. Just that giving away the need to be in charge, giving away the need to be the one that gets the credit, and giving it. Oh, dude, that message keeps coming across to me in different areas again and again. Give it away, and be true.
Because that'll come back, right? That's what you're saying the law about it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And giving without expectation and without compromising your truth or your values.
Right. And then if we have this group that we're in, or the family that we're in, we can say, I give here, and then it comes back, and then on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, and then everybody's giving everything away, and we're all doing spectacular.
Dude, that's like a commune, right?
It is. That's the most freaking hippie thing I'll probably ever say.
It's like an Amish community, right?
I mean, I guess I'm not thinking about it that way. I'm just trying to say we all do need. We're so divided now that we need to come together. And I'm not saying you give away free stuff. It's just this person starts a business, this person starts a business. Now you share what you can instead of saying,
competing, you cooperate. Yeah.
Instead of saying, oh, well, I see they're doing really good, so I'm going to add this person's business to my business. No, that's not what we should do. Since say, hey, take this, Sally. You have that with your business, and then you could just take it like bookkeeping or taxes or whatever. Instead of trying to do it yourself, why don't you give it to Sally or Jane or Tom that has a freaking excavation company?
How do we put this into action in real time?
Well, I don't know. We're just spitballing out now, but yeah, we could talk about that later. I mean, I have some ideas. If you really wanted to piss off the people in the government.
No, I don't want to piss off anyone. I want to live in a more free, less controlled life where we're joining forces instead of separating.
I agree. You know how you do this then in real life, in real time. Then instead of trading fiat dollars, right, for those services that we have within our family, right, or our group, our team. I'm going to start calling it a team, okay? So instead of trading fiat dollars within our team, so these dollars that are made out of paper that mean nothing, maybe we trade time, for the services that we share for each other.
So going back to the old days of barter and exchange.
Barter and exchange, which would automatically leave out taxes.
Yeah, dude, you're talking about Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin gives you a digital representation without government control or centralization. Now, I don't know enough about Bitcoin to say if it's good or bad, but the idea of I understand the idea of decentralized economic system now, where
I guess I am kind of saying. So then within the group, we say, hey, if you've got 100 tires to sell me on a semi load, and I can say, okay, I'll buy your 100 tires from you. But I'm not going to give you money. I'm going to give you X amount of hours in financial business advice. Right? And you say, hey, you know what? That sounds good. And then we just trade that out. Now I've got the 100 tires. I can do whatever the hell I want to with them.
But what if you need 100 tires, but I don't need the hours of financial advice? Then what do you have to trade? You got to have something I want for me to get those tires.
I was just, 100%.
So there has to be some medium.
Yeah.
That's like money, but not money.
There has to be. But there could be. We could make a group of people that have, maybe you don't need, maybe, you live closer by. I could say, I'll trade you 2 steers. You
have 2 steers?
Yeah. But, you know,
Dude, that's funny.
I could trade you 2 steers. Now the steers are worth $2,000 a piece, so that's $6,000, you know, and then I'll take your 100 used tires. Yeah. So, if you had a group of people, a team, then you could put that 100, that truckload of tires out there and say, hey, this is what I got. What do you have? And then we're trading within, a group of, hell, three. Well, right now, group of two, and then four, and then six, and then eight. And there is a financial gain at the end because we're all trying to get rich. But the thing is, we're not fighting against each other. We're all trying to get there together, like a family.
Yeah, that is like the mentality, the mindset of cooperation that is so aligned with metaphysics, every spiritual teaching, the laws of energy is like that's how we're wired to be. But our actions and our world right now is almost completely the opposite, except for little segments. But the reason, I know we have 5 minutes left. The reason, if we go way back in time, the central bank, those families did exactly what you're saying, and that's how they created what they created.
Correct. And now they run still to this day and control everything.
Oh, dude, we could go into that again. Oh
We're
my
not going to do that. But
It's nuts that that control. Man, people will hear central bank. Oh, I don't want to hear about it. Oh, it's crazy. It's nuts that the central bank is a privately owned family that loans money to the U.S. government.
It's
And
not only the U.S. government.
But the reason when they say we're in debt to the central bank. I don't think most Americans know that.
Yeah.
They think we're in debt to this other. No, we're in debt to a private bank
that give us a loan
and has so. I mean, why do you think our school system's the way it is? Why do you think it goes school, then military, and then get a job and retire? They want you to follow this path of conformity.
Because it's easy to control people that way.
They said, you know what? Who cares about the laws? Let me control the money, and I'll control the people.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Dude, this is a bigger save, a bigger fight than saving the Dolphins, man. This is a big one.
Yeah, there's a whole lot, and it goes on, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, a family, a team, or something like that to me was really, after last week's conversation, and you were asking so many things about it. And the easiest way, instead of like deep diving, we can all do that. We can find it on the internet or whatever. But if you do that, they all stick together. I don't care if it's Hollywood or the music industry or the steel industry or the sugar industry.
The Jewish community is huge on this.
Exactly. And then we've lost it somehow. And I say we, I just mean people that would watch this. We've all lost it. That's why we're watching, because we need something more.
And we don't realize, and here's the clincher. Now we're gonna wrap it up on time, but all the people that are watching this, thinking, oh, this is just money, financial talk. Bullshit. This is a spiritual dilemma we're having. This is the lack of connection to the money energy source and turning our heads to our truth, and we're letting other powers make it harder for us to express ourselves with financial freedom. This is a spiritual issue.
Because they don't want us to have financial freedom, because if we have financial freedom, then we will learn what true freedom actually could be.
And conformity no longer becomes the expectation and the norm.
Yeah, so we can get out of this slave mentality. Literally, I know a bad word, but that's what it is. We're just slaves. But they don't want us to break the chains, to move on, to go forward.
They don't even want us to talk about this.
But you need the spirituality, the mindset, everything. We've got it harder than our ancestors did, because we're having to, be the first ones that are breaking out of all the mind control that they've put us in since they started central bank.
Dude, and right now, our planet's awareness of our spiritual, energetic, Holy Spirit selves is expanding more than ever, and we can't deny anymore that the bullshit that we've been doing on robot mode, slavery mode, is not aligned with our truth. And so it's like more and more people are saying this just feels unfulfilling, discontenting, unhappy. Even though I'm going to job, making money, all this, it feels like crap.
Well, and then the more money you make, the more money they take.
They have got a good game going.
Yeah, they're playing their game very well, and it's time for us to, step ours up. Maybe it's just halftime, and it's time to do it.
Dude, yeah, I have nothing but respect for the central bank because, well, I have jealousy and resentment, but also respect because they play the game pretty well.
Yeah. Well, their forefathers taught them, their family taught them how to play it and keep it in. The people that are running it now didn't do nothing to get it. They were just born into it. Isn't that what we want for our family?
100%.
So, yeah.
They have the energetics of abundance for certain, and they have no need to share that energetic of abundance with anyone outside their family.
Because the truth is that I believe that we're talking secrets that we're not supposed to know.
Yeah, dude. I consider myself pretty educated, pretty well versed, but this truth has been around since my great grandpa.
And they hid it and suppressed it.
Yeah. Those days are done, dude.
I love you, man.
We're love you too. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. I love you. Tell Ashley I said hey, and next Thursday we'll pick it up. We're talk about.
Hopefully we get some more. Is there anybody on live?
Nope.
No, we done wore them out.
One watcher started streaming 61 minutes ago. You know what? We just keep showing up and keep reposting it, and sooner or later, some more people are gonna find out about it.
Yep, sounds good, bro. Love you, man.
The only way we lose is if we quit.
That's right.